Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Richmond Round Review. And now, for the first time in history, or for the first time since the AFL competition had 18 teams in it, so since the Gold Coast Football Club and the Giants have entered the competition, for the first time ever, Richmond have finished a round in dead last. Now, that is a remarkable statistic that before the round 17 finished, we had never finished on the bottom of the ladder after a round, not a year, after a round. We were the only team. Collingwood, the last time they finished at the bottom of the ladder was like 242 rounds ago. We had never done it. Now, a lot of Richmond fans were quite glad, not glad we lost, but glad North Melbourne won because we then are more likely to get number one pick. I was not in that boat. That's the only thing we have left, was that statistic. We've never been the shittest. And for the first time ever, we have finished bottom. We were in 18th place. We're in dead last with a percentage of 62.3. Now, the game. Let's talk about the game. Fremantle took on Richmond at Optus Stadium. Now, I said different predictions. On this channel, I said Freo would win. On my TikTok, I said Richmond would win. I was up in the air. There was a part of me that thought we could win. And to be completely honest, despite the fact we lost by 51 points, I thought we played a lot better than that. A lot better. If you look at the game, just through its result, you would think, geez, Richmond played shocking football. But we actually played some brilliant football. We just could not capitalise for the life of us. Kazitsky, Cumberland, all our goals. In fact, how many of our goals came through Shea Bolton? He kicked 4 goals, 3 by the way. He could have had 6. 4 of our 7 goals, so more than half our goals, came through Shea Bolton. Taranto, a midfielder, kicked a goal. Nankervis, a ruck/midfielder, kicked a goal. And then Ryan Mansell kicked a goal. No goals from the likes of Jacob Kazitsky, who kicked a point. No goals from Noah Cumberland. No goals from the likes of Campbell, from the likes of anybody. Nobody kicked a goal who played forward. So it was a struggling night, but despite the result, I think we played a very impressive brand of football, and people may laugh at that, and that's completely fine, but I was actually impressed with us. Now, look, to be completely honest with you, we were never going to win that game. Fremantle are in great form, it was at their home, but we started off pretty strong, and before they went on that sort of third quarter blitz where the game was done, I thought we were still in a chance. And Adam Uze knew that as well. You could see him on the touchline. He was very, what's the word? He was just very exaggerated, I would say. And I love the way he's going down to the bench and being, talking face to face to players and stuff like that. I think that's really cool. But to be completely honest, we will never win a game of football if our forwards can't kick a goal. We look so devoid. We need Lynch back ASAP. We need Steely Green in, who's kicked 5 goals in the VFL recently. It's just not good football to watch. Now, let's talk about some of the highs and lows. Well, first of all, I think Fremantle, their midfield, we actually, I think, outdid their midfield. We'll talk about team stats a bit later, but on the night, watching it, you just had the sense that our midfield was getting on top. It was just the forward line. Their forward line was succinct. Josh Tracy, he kicked 5 goals. He dominated. He was playing on Blight, dominated Blight. Benny Miller went to Mfunky, who did well against Kerno, actually amazingly well against Kerno. But he's Josh Tracy, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's amazing on the lead. And Fremantle many times had defensive 50 chains where they went from their defensive 50 to the inside 50. And the service Josh Tracy got was phenomenal. The leads he made were great, but the service was as good. And I think all of his goals came from a lead and a hit-up mark. Shea Bolton was probably our stand-up player, although I still just think it is frustrating when you see him perform so well and then he just doesn't do much in other games, which can be slightly frustrating. Nankervis I thought was phenomenal as well. He went forward and disrupted and kicked a goal, obviously. He doesn't do that much. But I thought against Darcy he was great. When Darcy went off injured, I thought he dominated Luke Jackson. Nank, you could argue has been our best player. And you could argue, apart from Max Gawn, he's been one of the best rucks in the competition. I thought our midfielders, like I said, I thought Hopper was good. He was a bit sloppy here and there, but he's coming back from injury, as is Tim Taranto, who's starting to find last year's form, and he was looking good. And those three, Nake, Hopper, and Taranto, I thought were our shining light in the midfield, and they helped us score the few goals we got. Defensively, I thought Rioli was good, I thought Vlossen was good, but to be completely honest, it was never going to be good enough. It was never going to be good enough. Other players who I thought was, well, not slightly, but quite impressive. I thought Short was pretty good off the back line as well. And that's probably it. I didn't think we had many other outstanding players. I still think there's players that are letting us down. Baker as a leader, I know he's clocked out. He's going to Perth, but he was just not good enough. McIntosh, and then Noah Cumberland was... I love Cumbo and he has potential, but he's just not doing it for us, and it's just not going to work. We're going to move on to the team stats now. So they had more disposals than us. Fair. They had 14 more inside 50s than us. Fair. Better disposal efficiency. They had an extra free kick than us. Shock. Here it is, the stoppages. We had more hit-outs and we won clearances 37-43. Our average clearances this year is 32.6. We beat that by over 10 with 43. So we won the clearances and we also won the contested possession. And this is sort of solidified what I saw to the eye, which is we actually did outdo them in the centre. We won clearances, we won contested possession. Usually that should be a pretty good basis to win a game, but it just was not good enough. And that sort of proves to you that you need a forward line to win matches. Turnovers, we drew 67 all, but we just make too many turnovers week after week. It's just not good enough. And then the scoring, 7 goals 12 to 16 goals 9. That's 25 scoring shots to 19. Now, with that knowledge, they still should have won, but we just score too many points and not enough goals. Fremantle average 12.3 goals and 11.1 behinds, so they average more goals than behinds. We average 8.9 goals and 10.3 behinds. And that is shown week after week. We just cannot hit the scoreboard in an accurate manner. Now, accuracy is a big problem, and 7 goals 12 will never win you a match. Now, let's talk about next week, who we have got. I'm not sure from memory. I think it might. I'm hoping it's not North. Okay, good. Okay, we've got the Giants at the G. We have a lot of games at the G. Can we beat the Giants at the G? Yes. The Giants are not good away from home, and they're shaky. But with the win against Carlton, they're coming off a great win. It's going to be hard. But you got to stay tuned for my tips. Thanks for watching. Follow the TikTok FTFooty, and let's hope we don't finish dead last at the end of the home and away season.